So season 14 of Supernatural has wrapped up, and it's finally time to talk about it. Now, spoilers are ahead. If you have not seen the season or previous seasons, I probably will spoil something, so click off the video right now. You are warned. So season 14 Supernatural was overall a really good season, especially for a show that's in its 14th season. I mean, come on, it's crazy. But there is some blah points in this season that I didn't care for, and we're going to touch on all those. But there's also a lot of points in this season that I really, really enjoy. To begin, season 14 was kind of all over the place, kind of blah when it comes to the Michael storyline. I didn't care for what they did in the very beginning, how they let Michael leave Dean in the premiere episode. I really didn't care for that one bit. I thought it was kind of clunky storytelling, and I didn't care for it. I get where they're kind of coming from, where they want Dean to be Dean again, and then they also want Michael to kind of be a sleeper agent. I get that, but I don't really care, because I know Michael goes and he gets put into other people or whatever, and then he leaves the door open for Dean. I get it, but I just don't love it at all. I really don't care. And then the whole Nick storyline, talk about I don't care. I don't care about that at all. That was kind of I like the callback to season 5 and everything like that. I mean, that was cool, but I just didn't care for the first half of the season. And then you have a powerless Jack and the alternate world people. There's just a lot of storylines going on that didn't really have me by the heartstrings. I just didn't care for all that much. It was just very bland. It was this kind of bland storytelling because I didn't have any attachment to a lot of these people. Even Jack, I don't really care what happens to him, at least at that point in the show. Now, obviously, the season kind of picks up kind of near the middle. Jack ends up dying, but of course, the Winchesters are the Winchesters. They bargain for his soul in one way or another. They do like the time trade or whatever the hell that was, and he comes back to life. And then obviously he slowly burns off his soul, and that comes to a head when he saves everyone and he kills Michael when Michael was in Rowena. And that's kind of it. Boom. Michael's dead, and you're kind of left there like, holy crap, he just killed Michael. But ultimately, that ended up hurting Jack in the long run because that burned off all of his soul. Even though Jack got all of his powers back, it didn't matter. His soul was gone, so he kind of became the pseudo-villain the rest of the season because they really didn't know what to do with him, which I like that. I like that Jack became the villain because I always kind of felt like he was kind of always set up to be a villain. I mean, come on, he is Lucifer's son, and he just always has that weird vibe to him. I just don't love Jack all that much. I still don't. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. He's just kind of there, I don't know how to explain that. But also the alternate world people all get slaughtered in that same episode, and I gotta say I'm not that sad about it. I was actually kind of excited to see them all go. I know we still have alt world Bobby, but he's not our Bobby. It's not the same. It's kind of whatever at that point. I felt bad kind of like for the Maggie character because they kind of developed her a little bit. But other than that, meh, whatever. It's just more nameless people getting killed in Supernatural. Now, I may sound like I'm hating this season. I know. I really know that. But I promise you, I really did enjoy the season. I just didn't like some of the story development that happened in the first part of the season, especially with the whole Michael turning creatures into like super angelic werewolves and vampires and stuff. It just felt very season 6-ish when Crowley was kind of doing that with the alphas and, a very similar thing. I don't know. It just felt like a rehash and nothing came of it at all. And it was just kind of lame. I just didn't care for it all that much. Probably one of my favorite episodes this season was the episode Nihilism. That's episode 10 when Sam and Castiel go into Dean's head and they kind of fight Michael while Dean's in that time loop that Michael's keeping him in. That was a really good episode. That was Supernatural. That was really, really cool. I like kind of everything. They brought back Pamela, and it was a real nostalgic but really productive episode. It moved the plot forward. It got Michael trapped in Dean's head and everything like that. It was a really good episode. But moving along, you have to talk about Lebanon. John Winchester did return this season, and man, was that a great episode. Now, was it the perfect return or the perfect way to bring him back? I would say no. But it was just awesome having JDM back on screen with Sam and Dean. I'll take whatever I can get. And if that's the last time we see him, at least it was really cool. And everyone left on a positive note. So that was hands down one of the best episodes also in this season. Just for the fan service alone. Even if it didn't push the plot forward, Lebanon was a great episode because we've been waiting for that since the finale of season 2 of John Winchester's return in one way or another. And I'm talking JDM John Winchester, not the younger version of John Winchester that we've gotten throughout the series also. Now getting into the back half of season 14, a lot of stuff started going down. I really like how Jack lost his soul, and I like how they started kind of making him the villain, even though he's kind of not trying to be a villain, obviously, but he's just so powerful and so emotional, and he has no soul, so he pretty much becomes the villain. And I really enjoyed all that at the back half of season 14. And we have to talk about the episode where Jack kills Mary Winchester. Now that was a big episode. I was not expecting her to die, especially in that episode. Oh, he also kills Nick too, and Lucifer gets thrown back in the empty. But, you know, whatever, right now, that's not really a big plot point at this exact moment. I think the Nick character is for sure dead. Lucifer comes back one way or another, probably will be in another person, but we'll see. We'll see. I know they like using the Nick vessel as Lucifer as much as they can, because Mark Pellegro is really awesome and he does a great Lucifer. So we'll see. It would make sense if he didn't come back in the Mark Pellegro meat suit, but we'll see. I'm sure they probably will figure out some way to bring him back. So Mary Winchester dying. That was not expected at all. I was kind of getting tired of her at this point, to be honest. You know, I was kind of figured they could kill her in one way or another. And I kind of wanted her to die because it brings Supernatural back to what it was. And it kind of gives the boys and Castiel something they all agree on and they're kind of pissed off about. I thought it was going to be different. I mean, I didn't think Jack was just going to disintegrate her, but he did. And I didn't see that coming at all. So props to Supernatural writers on that one. I did not see that one coming. But I'm not sad she's gone. I mean, ever since she's gotten back, she's been a horrible mother. She really has. Even though she claims to be, you know, a mother to Jack and Sam and Dean. I mean, she's not a great mom. She's just not. So to see her go was sad. I felt more bad for Sam and Dean, and even Cass as a viewer. Watching Mary die, I was just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. I was more sad for the boys than anything else, because I've never really liked Mary since she came back. She's kind of just a pain in the butt more than anything. So then that sets up kind of the last few episodes here where Jack is just kind of on a unintentional tear. And that rounds us to the last two episodes where the Malik box storyline comes full circle and Sam and Dean agree to put Jack in the box. Jack in the box. That's even what the episode's called. And obviously that doesn't go too well because Jack breaks out within like 30 minutes of being in it. And all hell kind of breaks loose in the bunker. And then that sets up the finale. And the finale of this season is arguably the best finale since season 8, in my opinion. Obviously, you probably will feel different than I do because everyone has their own favorite finales. I mean, Swan Song in of itself is practically a perfect ending to the show. Don't get me wrong. But post the Kripke arc from 1 to 5, I think season 8 was one of my favorite finales. And after that, I looked at everyone on IMDb and I can't find one post season 8 that I really like as much as I like season 14. Because season 14 was freaking cool. It was really, really good. And it set up a lot of stuff that we didn't really see coming. I mean, maybe if you're a real hardcore Supernatural fan and you read stuff and you look up a lot of different theories and stuff, maybe you saw it coming. But just for the average viewer, you probably didn't see this coming. So God shows up and Jack's still on his unintentional tear. And he kind of realizes how big of a nuisance he is. And he sees Castiel. And they all meet in the cemetery. That's when God, Sam, and Dean and Castiel all meet up at the cemetery. They all want to take care of Jack. And God gives Dean and Sam the gun that can kill anything, but also hurts the person shooting it. And that's how Sam gets shot in the shoulder when he shoots God. Yeah, he shoots God himself. And that was, of course, after Chuck did the snap and killed Jack. And that was, I guess, sad. I mean, everyone kind of saw it coming, right? That Jack had to die in one way or another in this finale. And it all sets up where the boys and Castiel are all pissed off at God. And God's just like, you know what? Screw everyone. This is the end. And it just goes nighttime. And that's when Motorhead kicks on. And boom. Every soul, every zombie, everything that they've done over the last 14 seasons gets resurrected and reversed, and they're back at square one. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that. Over 300 episodes, and God just, with the snap of his fingers, reverted everything. It shows Bloody Mary, it shows the woman in white, and it shows the clown. I believe it is the John Wayne Gacy clown from season 14 that they encountered in the middle of the season. I believe it's that one, but also it could be the clown from season 2, but I'm pretty sure it was the season 14 one. But either way, it interprets that all their stuff, everything that they've accomplished, all the souls they sent back to hell have been risen, and they're back to square one. And as all this is going on, they're in the cemetery, and all these zombies are getting resurrected at the cemetery out of their plots, and they're starting to march to Sam and Dean and Castiel, and it ends with these zombies, this zombie herd, pretty much being on top of them, and they got to fight their way out one way or another, and that's how it ends. It was an awesome, awesome finale. It really was. I really enjoyed it. It set up a lot going into season 15, and to me, it set up a lot of the grittiness that season 1 had, and I think we're going to see in season 15. It's really, really cool, and believe me, with them knowing that they're going to end the show in season 15, they're going to make the best possible season they can with the storylines that they've got going. They have the Empty, they have Billy the Reaper, they have God, they have Sam and Dean and Castiel, they have Jack in the Empty. I'm sure he'll come out one way or another, and who knows who's all coming back. I know we got to see, like I said, Bloody Mary and Woman in White, John Wayne Gacy clown, but obviously there's more, and then it makes you think, is everyone back? Is everything back? Is everything reversed? So, like, is Meg back from hell? Is Ruby back in one way or another? Is Crowley back? Is literally every monster that they've ever hunted down back? I think that's the true one, but I'm more curious about the demons and everything like that have died over the years. Are they back? You know, it really sets up for a culmination of the last 15 seasons put into one. They're kind of, in a way, I'm not trying to compare the two, but kind of like how Marvel over the last 11 years have had 21 movies and they pretty much end-capped it with Avengers Endgame. I'm not going to spoil anything, but how they ended it there. And Supernatural is probably going to do the same thing in season 15. They're going to get an accumulation of the last 15 years and put it kind of into one and make one awesome storyline to kind of sum out everything that they've encountered over the years, because all hell breaks loose part 3 happened in this episode. There is no doubt. And I cannot wait to see how they get out of it and where it goes from here, because God is off the table and he wants them to pretty much die. He says this is the end. This is it. So we are going to see what the world looks like. I mean, I think this is the true apocalypse. I don't know how they're going to get out of it or how they're going to prevent that, because, I mean, God raising all of the souls out of hell, Castiel says it himself, and you have to assume it's every single one that Sam and Dean have put into hell. That's so many different types of monsters and demons and so forth that are back on Earth, and they're going to have to fight those things and hopefully defeat all those things, along with dealing with Chuck as an enemy and possibly the Empty. We'll see, and who knows what else will rear its head. But wow, season 14 was overall a decent, good season. Was it my favorite? No, not by any means. I still like season 13 probably just a little bit more than 14, but the back half of season 14 was really, really, really good. It was super solid, and I really enjoyed it, especially the last 2 or 3 episodes was some of the best Supernatural writing that has happened in a long time, in my opinion. Now, Supernatural is good at that, where they have, you know, lesser episodes, and then they have episodes that just knock out of the park. And probably in the second half of season 14, almost every episode knocked it out of the park for me in one way or another. Now, season 15 will be a wild ride. We have 20 episodes left. It's going to be sad. No matter what happens, it's the true end, and it's going to be sad to see that. But I'm super excited because we still have 20 episodes left, but this is the final ride. Season 15, and I'm really interested and excited to see where it goes, but also at the same time, it is sad. It is sad to see everyone go in just 20 hours, just 20 episodes. That's all we got left. I know this video may be a bit long-winded for just a quick review, but let me know your thoughts down below on season 14. And also, while you're down there, if you can give me your thoughts on where do you see season 15 going, because there's so many different ways it can branch off to. I want to know your opinion down there. And also, while you're commenting, if you can just scroll up a little bit, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. We are on our road to 500 subscribers. All right, everyone, I think that wraps up this whole video. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, guys, everyone have a great day.